Jim Winston here, and welcome to the hospitality deck and my herb garden. Here it is. Look, I have chives and other things. But today, I'm looking at a wine because I want a wine for something specifically for what I'm going to enjoy for dinner. And years ago, there was something I read in a book when I was first getting into wine. This would have been in the early 1970s. And it talked about certain wines and foods and combination, and it intrigued me. And one of them has always stuck in my head, which was Chablis and oysters, which, by the way, is great. But there was something else, muscadet and lobster. Well, I love lobster, and I think that we have lobster in our place, somewhat regularly. And to me, the idea of lobster and the butter and whatnot was always something that called for something big, like a Chardonnay or something along those lines. And yet, muscadet and lobster, muscadet and shellfish. And muscadet is from the Loire, and it's from an area that is all the way to the west of the Loire Valley, by Nantes, as it empties into the Atlantic. And the grape here is called Melon de Bourgogne, or sometimes there it's called just simply Melon. And apparently, according to those who write about these things, muscadet and shellfish is like, hot dogs and mustard, or Chablis and oysters. So I was intrigued by this. And so I wanted to present a wine today that is a little bit off the beaten track, a muscadet. And this is Château de Chasseloir, and it comes from an area, sub-appellation, in this zone called Sèvres et Marne. It refers to the two rivers that develop the zone. Oh, wow. And so the idea is I'm looking at a wine that I want to have wonderful flavor. I don't want it to have some type of oak component that's going to obscure whatever I'm going to eat. And I want to have a mineral base. And this wine has that in spades. It has that wonderful sort of like wet stones and gravel minerality that I love in a white wine. Beautiful fresh scent. And here's something else about muscadet. It ain't that expensive. And so what am I looking for? I'm looking for a wine to enjoy with a clam bake. Now, a clam bake is this absolutely fantastic, wonderful thing from New England. It has lobsters, it has clams, it has sausage, it has corn, it has potatoes. Sometimes we put in chicken thighs into this pot, and I prefer to cook it in a steam with beer. Beer will always make food taste sweeter once you get to dive in. And into this wonderful thing, this clam bake, what wine are we going to serve? What wine is sort of like there? And for years I had wonderful experiences, serving simple Burgundy and different things like that, which is fine. But I will tell you something. Having tasted a muscadet, I understand why French people say, "Oh, muscadet and shellfish is what it's about." Is that ever good? It has a freshness. I love the mineral part of it. It's not going to fatigue my palate, and I believe that the bottle to my right here is going to do fine once I tuck into my clam bake. And I believe a 2.5 pound lobster beckons me.